my JUKI friends. My name is Alba, and I'd like to welcome you back to my home. Today we're working on a wall hanging to honor mothers. So I love to do different wall hangings and door banners for different holidays, and I realized Mother's Day was one that I did not have. So I am going to work with you through this process that I use together. Today I am using my DX2000, and I am starting with pre-quilted fabric. The reason I like to start with pre-quilted fabric is it eliminates the stress of, after putting shapes down and appliquing them down, going around all of those shapes. I like to leave them free without any stitching, and sometimes that can be a bit stressful getting around those edges. So I do all of the quilting first and then add my applique shapes later. And this eliminates a lot of the stress of this type of project. Now, for my Mother's Day project, I wanted to work with hearts and flowers. So I'm lifting this up, and as you could see on this finished one, I did hearts, I put flower motifs, and I even arranged my hearts to look like a flower. And the way I did this is by doing pre-cut shapes and then working with hearts around them. Now, my hearts, I have a few here, were cut, and I like to use two things on the back of my hearts. I never leave them with just fabric because they're very soft and can get very difficult to applique around them. So I use either a paper-backed fusible product, a fusible web product, and what this allows me to do, it allows me to position and with an iron fuse and hold all my applique pieces in place. And the other type of product that I like to use is a fusible fleece. Now this has a little bit of thickness to it and allows me to get dimension in my applique while making it very stiff and easy to work with. And in just a moment or two, we're going to get up close where you could see that stitching process. Now, my hearts were cut using an AccuCut Go die for the hearts. So if you have one of those, a great way to be able to use it. But there's nothing wrong with just simply taking out your scissors and cutting out those shapes as well. Maybe you've even found a fabric that has a motif that you can cut out for the shapes that you've used. Now, for the I Love You and the Mom design, I printed those on my Ricoh RI100. And if you have that, it's a wonderful tool to be able to print your own fabric and designs in anything that you'd like. But if you don't, I'm going to give you a few suggestions on some things that you could do. Now, I could cut shapes out of my fabrics, like that lovely hummingbird, or florals that could easily be taken out. Look at this one. I could do musical notes in one area and even the wording sometimes in fabric. So any of those can be used. But the one thing that I really like to look at are panels. And when you look at panels, they come in different shapes, larger to make a quilt. But some of the pillow panels are really wonderful to use because they're very seasonal and make it very easy to work with doing a project like this. Now, I do want to talk about some threads, and I will be showing you a little bit of detail of threads. So here on the white, I used a white cotton thread, And cotton tends to blend into the background because it has no sheen, whereas on the pink, I used a 40 weight embroidery thread that I wanted that to show and have a little bit of sheen. Now, when we do get closer to the machine, I wanted to show you the foot that I use, and I use an open toe foot. There is an applique foot, but I really like that openness of the foot to be able to see that needle in clear detail and make sure that I'm hitting the right spot of the applique. The other way that you could do that if those products aren't available to you is just with a simple glue stick. And by putting the glue stick on the back of the fabric, you can tack that into place and hold it so that you're able to get that design to stay still for you while you're doing the applique. I love this because I could entertain and move around my designs to get exactly the shape and design that I want. I'm creating something very custom, one of a kind, that no other mother will have. So now I am going to let you get a bit closer to my machine, and we're going to start the process of making this wall hanging door banner. I'll be back real soon.